How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and we are back with our Anaheim Ducks franchise mode halfway through season number 3 after a really good postseason where we made it to the Western Conference Finals, but we're trying to rebound from that. And guys, we put together a really good squad halfway through the season. We are second best in the NHL, and I can't wait to get going here. But before we get going, can we get this video to 20 likes? I set the bar lower last time. You guys absolutely blew it out of the water. Can you do it again? I believe in you guys. Come on, you can do it. Also, if you are new here, make sure to subscribe. Got a lot of content coming this year, and I've been having a lot of fun, and I'd love you guys to join the RyeSquad. Also, it is Movember, so if you guys haven't noticed yet, I have a mustache, and I'm growing that to raise awareness for men's health, men's suicide prevention, prostate cancer, testicular cancer prevention, and just overall men's health. I am fundraising. The link is down in the description there. If you guys can't give, raise awareness. It's a cause that means a lot to me. It's Hockey Fights Cancer Month too, so it's just a big month and one that is kind of personal to me. But guys, here we go. We are ready to get started in this episode, and things have been going really quite well. I mean, our lines look great. Strome, Krebs is up to an 84. Strome, and then Vesalainen. Now, you guys mentioned Finnish sniper from Winnipeg to Anaheim. Let's hope it turns out like it has in the past. I'm not sure if it will or will not, but you guys can see Comtois, Steele, and McTavish here. McTavish having an okay season. Third line is not doing great. And defensively, Lucas Johansson down here is going to come in and play a few games. So we got some time until the trade deadline, and I'm going to wait and not sign anybody. Really, the big names that we have to sign are Cernak. Take a look at the expiring contracts. It's Cernak. Getzlaf does not want an extension, and Jones does not want an extension either. I'd like to trade Jones towards the deadline if I could. Maybe even Jacob Larson, who I just scratched for Lucas Johansson. We'll see how Johansson plays. If he plays any better, he could win the job, and that makes Jacob Larson expendable, and I'm sure the team would like to get a guy like Jacob Larson on their squad. But as you guys can see, we are second to the Golden Knights in the NHL, only 3 points behind them. We have 59 points. The next highest team in the NHL has 54, and that's the Oilers. So it's a really ridiculously stacked Pacific Division. But I'm not going to make any moves. I already set up the scouts because my scouts literally didn't do anything for half a season. So I'm never going to make that mistake again. I'm going to do it before each episode so I don't have to cut it out. But it's just brutal. EA, can we scout maybe the top 10? Check this out. Okay. I have scouts in all these regions, right? And it should say scouting them right now because I have assigned them. But take a look at how bad the scouting is. The AI scouting is awful. Okay, we don't know how good Jackson Bass is because I don't have anybody in the NLA for the ZSC Lions, right? This might be a Matthews regen. He's Swiss. Probably not. But you guys know my point, right? We know one guy at the top 5. Just fine. We know one guy at the top 10. Just fine. We know 2. Yeah, what have they been doing for this half a season? This is look, this is ridiculous. We don't know anything about any of these players we're supposed to be picking here, and these guys are currently being scouted because I had to go set it up. And if you guys let the auto scout do it, they don't do jack. They just sit there and they just kind of pick their nose and be like, oh yeah, I think this guy's number 37, even though I've got no freaking clue. I think he's gonna be an AHL guy, but I think he's the 37th best guy. What the hell is this? EA, at least make the auto scouting viable. I know you want people to use your system, and you guys spent time creating the scouting and whatnot, but just make the auto scout a viable option for those of us that don't want to micromanage and spend 8 minutes scouting all the players. When I cut it out, guys, it's 10 minutes of the video I gotta cut out because I'm scouting for you. So holy smokes, it's just very frustrating. I didn't expect to get this angry this early in the video, and it's not even over the sim, because the sim has been going very well for us. So we'll get up here to February 1st, because we got up to the 41st game here. We lose to the Coyotes, and Cade Barron is now here as a member of the team. As we go on a little bit of a losing streak there, 2 in a row, 2 more losses in a row. The Arizona Coyotes apparently have our number, as we've lost to them now consecutively, 1 point out of 3 games. We lose to the Winnipeg Jets. We lose to the Carolina Hurricanes. We lose to the Philadelphia Flyers. Time out. We are cooling off drastically here, and I wonder if Lucas Johansson is playing miserably. He's a +1. Actually, no, it's not Lucas Johansson. These guys are all fine. The back end is fine. I just guess we're just not winning these games. We're just kind of cooling off a bit. 68 points. We're still 2 points ahead of any team in the Eastern Conference. We're a little bit behind Vegas now. We're off their pace just a bit, which is a little bit disappointing. I would have loved to be a bit better, but we'll get up here to the trade deadline. Take a look at who we may want to get rid of. See if Cernak wants to come back on a good deal. Swart and Lind for Radulov and Fleury. Here's the thing. If anything, I'm going to trade for futures. I'm going to trade for prospects or picks or something like that because we don't necessarily have space for these guys. We don't need any more skaters. I mean, I can't take ice time away from anybody and feel really comfortable about it. But right now, I don't think we're playing all that hot. You guys can see we still have 81 points, but we've really cooled off, settling in a bit here. So that's a bit disappointing. Taking a look at the stats, Rickard Rakell's got 71 points in 62 games, which is still phenomenal. I wonder if, oh God, Sam Steele's got 33 points, but he's a -7. Vesalainen's a -6. Strome is a -1. Lindholm's doing really, really well on the second pairing, though. So I don't know what it is. Maybe, I mean, Getzlaf's a -7. Comtois a -6. Perreault's a -9. Like, it's the, guys, if it wasn't for the first line, this would be really, really bad right now. It can't be the goaltending, right? It can't be John Gibson. We're not getting blown out. John Gibson's not playing well. Dostal's not playing well. I mean, I'm going to look to see what we could get maybe for Sam Steele at the deadline. Same thing with not Krebs, Max Jones, because Max Jones is not even playing. But here we go. Sam Steele to second and a fourth. Kyra, Jujar, Silverberg. No, not going to bring him back. Verana and Braun. Greenway, a third and a seventh is not bad. A third, Foligno and a fourth. Zuccarello, a fourth and a seventh. Zaitsev, I don't need defenders. I don't need Keith Yandel. I mean, that's not a bad deal, but I don't necessarily need it. Lysowski, Poulin, LeBanc with Seamak, Balsers, Burakovsky, Wenberg, Hayden Fleury, McCann and Fleury, Dreiger and Fleury, Fleury and Eberle, Sabres and Capitals thirds, and Clefbaum in thirds. So I honestly don't know what to do about that. Maybe we just kind of let it ride. I do want to see if, not Maxime Comtois, Max Jones. Wow, he's got no value, does he? Holy smokes. We can get a couple picks out of him. Fourth in Rasmus Asplund, a fifth in Buffalo. What the just because you rearrange the order doesn't mean I'm fooled by it. Seriously, I could get a third from Calgary, which is not a bad idea. Lidman, a fourth. Hellman, a fifth. Eric Johns, no, thank you. Fourth and a fifth. Marcus Foligno in a sixth. Hartman in a sixth. Fourth and a fifth. Fourth and a fifth. Puitsola, Sorella, Zaitsev, fourth and a fifth. No, thank you. None of these are looking fantastic. They're all low prospects. Pittsburgh's third and a sixth. So Kuznetsov, Anderson, those look like young prospects. Nick Foligno and Seamak. Eberle, don't really have a spot for him. The Vancouver Canucks. But if anything, I'd trade him to Pittsburgh. Simply, we got a third this year from Vegas, so that's this year's third from Vegas. Sprong actually is not a bad idea, but I really don't have any space for him. But Calgary is a third next year. I'm okay with the thirds next year. Vegas is third this year, but I really don't want to help them load up and give them Max Jones, right? Call me old-fashioned, but I really don't want to give it to somebody in my division. So I think I'll take the third and the sixth out of Pittsburgh here for Jones, if it was to come down to it. I'll get to the trade deadline because you never know what young prospects are going to be there and who might make the deal go. But I think I do want to get rid of Jones for that third-round pick from Pittsburgh. I'm going to call us a buyer. I'm just straight up going to call us a buyer and enter the trade deadline. I don't see any reason why we would be hesitant. Teuvo Teravainen is an option here, and I don't know what it would take to get him. It would take Gibson and 2 firsts. Holy smokes. I mean, that's probably fair value, to be fair. 2 years left for Jacob Slavin. Gibson in a first. McDonald in 2 firsts. Yikes. That is a lot of value. If we got Vladimir Tarasenko, cost us a first, a third, and Lynn second and a third. Montgomery and a sixth. Montgomery and a sixth. How good is Montgomery? Because this isn't... Foley, Edmondson, third, and Ouellette for... What? Oh, my God. Hey, Vladimir Tarasenko, we could still get that Montgomery in a sixth deal. How good is Montgomery? Montgomery can't be that good, is he? I mean, he's medium top 6. He's an X factor at 68, power 4. We just took him 30th overall this past year. We don't really need a guy like Vladimir Tarasenko, as good as he is, right? He would fit on all forward lines and the power play too, I think that said. Kopitar's an option, 2 to maybe flip for the center core. I mean, it's 1 year, and that's Anze Kopitar. No trades found. I don't think we could do the cap. Chris Letang, don't really... I mean, we could get another defender here, guys. Vasily Kravtsov. I don't really want to take on another one of those contracts, but Drew Doughty, 4 years left at $11 million. Missed me with that. 2 years left for Chris Letang. Missed me with that. Keith Yandel here. No trades found. That's fine. Ryan Ellis, no thanks. Brett Pesce in 84. Second to third. Zwegler in 2/3. Oh, that's not actually a terrible deal. We're going to keep looking, though. There's Felipe Myers, who's a two-way defender. There's Grigory Denisenko, who's not signed. He wouldn't help us out this year, but it's one of those like I made last year. Make that trade that helps you out in the future. Brady Shea's got 1 year left on his deal. Nick Leddy's got 2 years left on his deal. Joel Edmondson is a defensive defenseman. A trade offer is Wenberg for Lind. I don't want to do that. I like to keep my prospects. Thank you. I am curious about Myers potentially. We'll take a look at what it would cost us. Myers, Perreault, Lind, Tracy. Tracy is what? He's in his early 20s. Yeah, he's 22, 78. I don't think we need Myers that badly. I'd like to keep this pipeline of guys coming up through the system. Let's see here. Who else is available? Edmondson. Brady Shea is a guy I wanted to look at. We got, Edmondson's a defensive defenseman, but we kind of have a lot of defensive defensemen. Brady Shea for a second and a third, or Zwegler in a third. Ooh, I think we have a couple thirds this year. And Zwegler is 69, low top 4 at 20. Totally worth getting rid of there. Draft pick wise, we've got 3/3. Brady Shea is 83, would fit all of our penalty killing lines. Doesn't look like he would fit our defensive system, which would make the plus minuses very, very hard. Let's see here. Pesce, we already looked at him. Edmondson, yeah, we'll look at Joel Edmondson, what they would potentially want for Edmondson. Jacob Larson in the 6th. Jacob Larson in the 6th could be the move because I'm kind of ready to move on from Jacob Larson. It's a minor upgrade for Joel Edmondson. He would not fit our scheme, so never mind. We are not going to make this deal. We are going to get rid of Jacob Larson if I could, though. See what potentially we could get for him. Looking here, 82 Graves, not on that contract. Thank you very much. Nice shoeskin. Nope. If anything, it's still defenders. Oscar Clefbaum, 81, two-way defender. We probably need like an offensive defenseman, but there's none like available for us. We just go take a look at the prospects available. Snyder is medium elite at 19. Maybe probably won't make the NHL. Pete Montgomery, these guys are our guys. What the hell? A defensive defenseman, potential. Okay, so not a lot of... Oh, don't exit the... You mean I can't just go to the... There we go. Find a trade. We'll see what we can get for Larson. Because he's got, actually, I think, some moderately good value. Who would want Jacob Larson? A third and a fourth. A third and Helm. Jujar. Okay. Vrana, Greenway, Edmondson. There's the Edmondson deal again, but... Xavier Ouellette, no. LeBanc Borowiecki, no. Burakovsky. I kind of want the picks, if anything. 2/3 from Vancouver would be nice. 2/3 from Vancouver, and I'm probably cool with that. Lind and McCutcheon for Kravtsov. Don't really need another forward prospect, but we definitely want to get rid of Max Jones. That's definitely something we want to do. Sort by overall here, because he's like an 82, I think. Yeah, Max Jones... what if we package Max Jones with Jacob Larson? Is there any kind of deal? 2/3 and Phil Kessel from the Red Wings, Jakub Vrana, Greenway, Foligno, Zuccarello, LeBanc. Okay, it's a lot of the same players available. Nothing crazy. I mean, Hayden Fleury could be an option. He can't be that good if he's being thrown in here like that. Mason Appleton's got that nice, cheap contract. We get a third here, so Eberle can't have that much value. So we'll take a look at the deal. Eberle's probably, yeah, he's expiring. Eberle, 82, would fit the top 6, which is fine with me. Hayden Fleury is 81, fits the first defensive pairing, but it's not something I want to do. Taking a look here, anybody want them both? The Vancouver Canucks do. Vancouver probably doesn't have anything for me as far... EA, that is the most annoying thing ever. I miss the days of the multiple phones. I really, really do. Taking a look here, though, let's go ahead and throw... where's Max Jones? Max Jones is here. Throw him on there. And defenseman-wise, We want Jacob Larson. Does a team want them both? We can probably take a pretty good player back. Calgary. They don't really want to give up anybody. It would not make any sense for them to give up anybody. The Chicago Blackhawks, though, have Seth Jones, who's grossly overrated in this game. Holy smokes. The Dallas Stars, Esa Lindell is not a bad bet. 2 years left on that deal. I'm not getting Miro Heiskanen, right? The Detroit Red Wings have a lot of interest in them, I should say. Moritz Seider. Probably not gonna, it's gonna take some more to get this one done for sure. But that would be one hell of a deal here. McDonald, yeah, look at all these young guys, these rookie skaters that have so much potential. I think I'd give up Lind here, probably. Landon McCallum is 63 at 20. I would get rid of Landon McCallum. He's never going to be anything. He's a total bust, and this is why I look at NHL readiness, guys. I'm going to throw in a third to maybe see draft picks. They want thirds. I'll throw in our third. Landon McCallum, Larson Jones, and a third for Moritz Seider. Okay, yeah, it's not there, and I don't think it's going to be there. We could give up a second, third. Actually, I could throw in a fourth, but they're pretty negligible in value, as we saw. Let's throw in ours. Propose the trade. It's just not there. Okay. Well, we can keep flipping through here. Teams will obviously want all of these guys. I know the Wild have defensemen, right? The Wild have to have defensemen. Carson Lambos looks good. Do not want Spurgeon. No thanks. Okay, so I at least need to flip them for picks. Any kind of picks I can get. Silverberg or Jacob Larson. There we go. Who wants him? Boston wants him. Boston has picks they want to get rid of. Draft picks. They want to get rid of the Avalanche second. A second for Larson would be a fine deal for me. Too far off. Can we upgrade from one of our fourths? Larson and a fourth for the second. Trade accepted. Beautiful. Larson and a fourth for a second. So now we have a 1, 2, and 3 still. And now left wingers. Max Jones. Flip through here. Buffalo wants him. We'll talk to Buffalo because this actually deal could make sense. Defenseman wise, they got Morgan Riley, Rasmus Dahlin. They brought back Rasmus Ristolainen, who went to Philly. Philly's like, screw that. Chicago brought in, oh God, of course Chicago brought him in. Jesus. Oli Mata, wow, okay, Buffalo with all the average defensemen. All these guys at medium, top 4. I mean, Ludwig Jansen, he's 20, he's never going to be anything. We'll take their, do they have any goalie prospects? They have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, but we don't need a goalie. Skaters matching the block, they want to get rid of Kajula, they want to get rid of Skinner, good luck. Ruotsalainen, Asplund, I mean, none of these guys are worthwhile, but draft pick-wise, let's throw in the second and see if we can get a second from Buffalo. They would be over the league maximum salary cap. Well, good news for you guys is I can retain half the salary, and then it goes into the green. And we're retaining salary, so maybe they'll like that a lot, and we can just get the Calgary Flames second. Too far off. Can we throw in another fourth? Yeah, we'll throw in the Winnipeg Jets fourth. So let's see. Can we get a fifth out of the deal? So a second and a fifth for Jones and a fourth. This is the kind of deal they love. All right, no, it's not enough. So can we get a sixth from Buffalo? I just want any kind of value. Just a bit low. Can we get the seventh? We'll see. Buffalo, Max Jones and a fourth for a second and a seventh. Trade accepted. All right, so we've officially gotten rid of anybody that we wanted to get rid of. Defenseman-wise, I think we really don't want to get rid of all. This is our top 4. I mean, Chernak still got time to grow, and so does Drysdale, right? I mean, Chernak less than Drysdale, but we have time here. Sword, I mean, I could sign Sword for the playoffs, probably not. Mahura's got way too much value. Holy smokes. How did I not notice Mahura had so much value? The Edmonton Oilers are in our division. The Florida Panthers. Who do they want to get rid of? They want to get rid of Denisenko, all skaters. Ekblad. Yeah, I'm not going to get Ekblad. Defenseman. We'll do a 1-for-1 for Mackenzie Weegar. Oh my God. That's actually close. Mackenzie Weegar's an X factor as well. Would fit on the third defensive pairing. He's 30, signed for 5 more years. Not going to jump on this deal, but hold on. Hold on. Mahura has ridiculous amount of value. Defenseman, we have to hurry up on this one. Why is Mahura such high value? Byron, Burakovsky, LeBanc. Oh my God, all these players. Like, I don't want any of these. Jesper Fost, Henriksen. So it's actually a medium top 4 and a second. Let's take a look at this trade. We could refresh our defensive prospect here. Henriksen is 1974. He's got potential. He's obviously going to be better. And we get a second from Tampa. I think I'm going to take this deal. I mean, Mahura is literally playing in the AHL right now, or is scratched, I think. Yeah, he's scratched. I haven't played him yet this season. He's got so much value. I think I'd rather take Henriksen too, because he's 19, medium top 4 at 74, defensive defenseman. Could fit our scheme. Totally going to bring him in here. I could look to get a first, but I really think a guy like Henriksen would be the move. Tampa Bay's first. They don't want to give it up, but I think that's about fair value. Yeah, no. So we'll take the second round pick, the Lightning second, and Skaters matching the block. They want to get rid of Henriksen. I don't know if I want Cedric Henry. Probably not instead. Henriksen is 74 at 19, so he's looking really good. He's going to play in the AHL and could eventually play in the NHL in a year or two, so I'm down for this deal. Trade accepted on behalf of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Bam, I love that deal. Holy smokes, is there anybody else here that's got way too much value? What about Snyder? What would teams give me for Snyder? Chris Letang, Silfverberg, and Gudis. Voracek, Silfverberg, and Gudis. I could get Tarasenko, Hull, and Roy for Snyder. Anze Kopitar in a third? Decline. Hold on. I want to trade Snyder. Holy smokes, I really want to trade Snyder now. At 19, he's 63. He's never really going to be anything. At least I'm going to give up on him right now. Radulov, oh my goodness, this could potentially be a steal of a deal. Anze Kopitar or Vladimir Tarasenko. Probably Anze Kopitar, because I also get the third, and Roy is just kind of a throw in there. Probably they're cap dumping, if I had to guess. Matt Roy's an 80. He doesn't fit our scheme. Can we look potentially at getting somebody other than Roy? Defenseman-wise, where's Roy's value? Roy is down here, so he's not really got much. What about Hull? Hull is an 82. He's got 3 years left. I hate that. Can I get another pick out of this deal? I would rather take like a second out of this deal. Second and a third, that's not going to go through. Holy smokes. What am I thinking? All right. Kopitar and Skaters matching the block. They want to get rid of some of their bigger contracts. I am fine with taking on Roy because he's only got 1 year left. And if it gets the deal across the line, it gets the deal across the line. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got about like just a few more seconds here. Rookie Skaters, Snyder, medium elite, 19, 63, getting rid of him and going to get Anze Kopitar, fixing our center problem. Tarasenko's a sniper, would play well on the second line, but, I mean, Kopitar's he's an elite player. So I'm going to accept the Roy deal. I'd rather have the third than Hull. So we're going to accept this deal. Snyder is gone, and we have brought in Anze Kopitar on deadline day. 85 overall, 1 year left, not signed to an extension, which I should have checked before, but I am panicking. X Factor here. Oh my God, he's got quick pick. He's so good. He's played 62 games, point per game there. Look at that as well. 24 minutes of time on ice per game. That will be dropped. He'll be our second line center, playing with Strome and Vesalainen or Krebs. Holy smokes, guys. This is exciting. All right, so we're going to exit the trade deadline. I think we did great. I think we got, the Tampa Bay trade was good. The getting rid of Larson and getting rid of Jones. We got some good picks and stuff there. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're going to scratch. I think we're going to scratch Gruel because he's a -11. That's the worst plus-minus on the teams. McTavish is close. But centers, Anze Kopitar. Yes, substitute him with a scratch player. We'll move McTavish down to that line there. Okay, so we can't play him, so we're gonna move Krebs down there. That's fine. Strome. What if we did that? It's a +1 if I put Strome at center. Interesting. I don't know why that changes it, but it does. It does, and I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna argue with it. Kopitar, yeah, okay. So if we move Krebs here and then do this, no, not Sam Steele, thank you. Kopitar, no, don't want to move Kopitar. Want to move Sam Steele. Krebs, Steele, Comtois playing. Oh, Comtois. Actually, we get a +2 there. Vesalainen, back up there. Yeah, Kopitar, where does he fit? He fits on the first line really well. I'm not moving Santavuri, Raquel, or Zegras down. We're gonna play Kopitar as our second line left winger because even though he's got way better faceoffs than Dylan Strome, we don't get the +1. I would kind of like the +1. There. Okay, Perreault. I'm going to leave Vesalainen where he is. McTavish would actually get a +2 there if we moved away from Krebs, but I'm not going to do that. Anze Kopitar here on the second line. He doesn't fit, really. He fits best on the third line. Comtois up. I mean, yeah, I don't mind Kopitar as a third line center than with Steele and Krebs, and then Comtois gets us that +2. I mean, we got to shake some things up, right? Anze Kopitar to play third line center, but then on the special teams, we can drop Perreault, center, take Kopitar, put him on the power play there. Does he help out at all? Yeah, he would get us a +2, so we'll move Vesalainen down to that second one, and he helps out this first one. And I think he's a better face-off taker than Zegras, so we can win the face-offs more often on the power play, which is great. Left-handed, right-handed, left-handed, right-handed. We'll do that. All right, perfect. Comtois, Strome, Steele, Vesalainen, Lindholm. Good for me. Penalty kill, we can then put Kopitar there. Comtois with him, does not get us a plus. Kopitar on the second here gets us the plus. I think it's the fact that we got 2 power forwards here. There we go. Kopitar, yeah, gets his +2 there. He's going to play there for us. Matthias Ekholm up here helps. And then Kopitar up helps. Yes, it does. All right, so Kopitar and Getzlaf on that first penalty kill with Ekholm, Lindholm. Steele, Comtois, Chernak, Drysdale. I mean, I absolutely love that. I think might have been an impulse decision to get Anze Kopitar, as we probably didn't need him. Scratched, we still have Bemstrom, Roy, and Gruel. But we did need to shake things up in this middle six, this bottom, the bottom part of it. You know, this third line was okay. McTavish, Getzlaf, and Perreault. That is a young line, without a doubt. Could be very, very nice. Sam Steele not going on the fourth line there. Not going on the fourth line there. And a +1 if we move Krebs down, but I'd rather take 84, 85, 84. Just fine. Okay. Comtois, Strome, Vesalainen, Raquel, Zegras, Santavori. I am fine with it. And then down here in the AHL, Galode, Braden Tracy really is the one down here that has any kind of potential. Down here, it's just some throw-ins. Our AHL can't be doing very well, but we got McDonald, who is an X Factor, might I add. I think he developed that, or I think he was always an X Factor. But Austin Clapperton, Olin Zwegler, or Zellweger, excuse me, I think I called him Zwegler a couple times. But 19-year-old Matt McDonald scratched is Jorgen Henriksen, who's going to go in for Clapperton. Left defenseman Henriksen, bring him in. Yes, please. +1 and a +3. Defense, they are a great tandem. Look at that. Love to see it. Anyway, pattern, and there we go, +2 down there with Zellweger and Benoit, so not looking too bad. The scratch, yeah, we don't have enough forwards, but we got Ole Eriksson Ek, and then E2 Makaniemi. So in the NHL, we are looking very, very, very strong. Very, very happy with this. I mean, Comtois, Strome, Vesalainen, we're just a little bit of a switch up there. I know Krebs is a -3. Yeah, we just need to shake things up. Hopefully Kopitar here will help that happen. Obviously, he doesn't exactly fit the third line. He would fit the first line, but I'm not moving Zegras off that first line, or Santavori, or Raquel. It's just not happening. I could move Raquel, but he's our #1 point getter, right? And he's half the reason that line is so good chemistry-wise. But hopefully Anze Kopitar will help us. And the Kings, that really, they're probably thinking they're not making the playoffs. They're not going to bring Kopitar back. That's a tough trade to send him, within the state even. Holy, okay. I am fine with that though, because we sent a Snyder, Nathan Snyder, who's, I mean, if he grows into something, it's going to take years, and we don't have years. We're a cup contender right now. Let's go take a look at the LA Kings. You guys saw him, 1963 medium elite, really not worth it, right? Like, he's their only medium elite guy in the system, so I guess that's fair for them to take the shot on him. And he's played okay, wherever he is playing. I think that is, FDSHL, yeah. I mean, he's okay, right? 63 at 19, but he doesn't really have anything that's carrying him, and I really think he's just getting carried by that good physical category. Like, his best category is his physical category. His shot's also pretty good, but other than that, he's not very good. We took him in the 3rd round, so we took a 3rd round pick and turned it into a 3rd round pick, Anze Kopitar and Roy, or Wah, however you say the defenseman's name. But 12 points behind the Golden Knights with 3 games in hand, so really, if we win our next 3 games in hand, we would be 7 points back. That's a little bit far to climb, unfortunately. I mean, we'd be right in it there in the Metropolitan and right in it there in the Central, but really, the Vegas is just having a ridiculous season now. Hopefully they cool off and we can catch them. Actually have a moment to breathe here, so we will go ahead and get the simulation underway for the rest of the season and see how we do. Oh my goodness, these 2 games against Vegas will be massive. We'll simulate up to them and just kind of slowly go through them. Not like watch them, but we need to start winning some games. We can't keep dropping all these games. We're now behind the Oilers in the standings. Okay, we win 3 in a row. We're no longer behind the Oilers or Flames, but guys, we could easily drop into the first wildcard spot, which would make us play the Coyotes, which might actually be better. But the Coyotes do have a dangerous team. The Golden Knights have clinched a playoff spot, and they are 49-19-5 with about 8 games remaining. They're going to hit 50. Like, they're just going to hit 50. Hopefully, it's not against us. In the first game against Vegas, we win 4-1. Okay, we're 10 points behind them. It's pretty much an insurmountable lead, but that is huge because we're going to help ourselves there as the 2 seed. Hopefully we can beat Vegas on the road this time. In Vegas, we back-to-back 4-1 wins. That's beautiful. And look at that, guys. We are on a 5-game winning streak. It's been okay. We've dropped a few games here and there. We kind of go 2-2-2-2-2-2. If we didn't bank all those points early in the season, it's been a little bit closer to 500 here for the second half. Anyway, let's go up to these last 5 games. We'll go through another week. Against Chicago, we win in overtime. That's another huge 2 points. Losing to the Rangers sucks. Bouncing back with 2 wins is really good, though. And we are now 6 points, only 6 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights with 5 games remaining. And we got to pick up over a point per game. They only have 4 remaining. I don't see us catching them, right? The fact that we're over 101 points, still the second best team in the league, and the Flames and Oilers, guys, this is a tough division. We've clinched the playoffs, so we're not going to fall out of the playoffs, but it's who do we end up playing is the question. All right, let's go past this Nashville game. We beat Nashville, and Vegas loses, so we're now 4 points with 4 games. That's a point per game. They lost their game, so we'll go up 1 more game past the Calgary game. Winning, okay, but we're still 4 points back. 1 game in hand, so we're kind of 2 points back. So if we can pick up, oh man, we really just have to win out, right? And that would be insane. We're already on a 4-game winning streak against Seattle, who are at the bottom of the division, the Canucks, who are also at the bottom of the division, and the Sharks, who are an average team. So these are games we're going to need to win if we're going to catch Vegas. Okay, we'll simulate past this Seattle game, which we win. And we're still 4 points back, but we have that game in hand. So we need Vegas to drop one of their games and then hope that we just win our next 2 against Vancouver and San Jose. If we don't win this game against Vancouver, it's out of reach anyway. So we'll do the math here against San Jose. We lose against Vancouver. Of course we do. A second worst team in the division, we lose to them. And the Golden Knights have clinched first place in the NHL. They've clinched they've clinched the President's Trophy. We would have been the second best team in the NHL. Simulating 1 more day, winning 4-2. So Vegas, oh my God, did Vegas win out too? They kept that 4-point buffer. Holy smokes. So they must have went as hot as we were into the end of the season. As you guys can see, Rickard Rakell led the team in points. I'm really excited to do this end of season recap. Taking a look at the player stats first. Let's go ahead forwards. Rakell, Zegras, Santivori, a little bit of a step back. Didn't hit point per game this year. Didn't hit 50 goals, but 49 goals is still ridiculous. Rakell and Zegras. I mean, I think it's the emergence of Zegras that kind of hurt Santivori. Kopitar here as a member of the Anaheim Ducks. 9 points in 20 games. 2 power play points as well. Shot 6.7%, so you could hope to see him increase in his shooting percentage. His time on ice got drastically cut here too, but I mean, 55% face-off percentage, takeaway to giveaway ratio is insanely good, and that's why we brought him in. He is dropping off, so he's an 84. That's why he's on the third line. Dylan Strome, who we traded for last season with 60 points there. Really, really good. Vesalainen, who we traded for, hit 20 goals as well. 46 and was even. So I think these guys got a boost to their plus minuses when Kopitar came in. Kopitar plus minus was plus what as a member of the Ducks? He's a +9 or +2. Okay, +2. I was like +9 is ridiculous, but +2, positive influence there. Sam Steele -1, half a point per game. Krebs +3, half a point per game. Comtois 38, even. Getzlaf was a -6, Perreault was a -8, and McTavish was a -8. So these guys, I think, improved a little bit. Getzlaf, 31 points, not too bad there. Defenseman-wise, Lindholm on the second pairing is just killing it. Drysdale with 33, Chernak with 23. I mean, look at the defensemen, guys. Lucas Johansson +11 as well. +11, wow, that is a huge difference. We didn't play Matt Roy at all. But Gooley with 20, Ekholm with 21. Ekholm and Drysdale were our #1 pairing, but Chernak and Lindholm really played like the #1 pairing. And then in goal, Gibson, good season for him, 910 and 256 with Dostal, 888 and a 324. So not great, not at all. But let's take a look at the entire league. I think they fixed that now. Entire league is at the top. Not a very high-scoring year. Nobody with 100 points, but Stamkos putting up 97, DeBrincat with 96, Patrick Kane with 95, Jack Eichel, still a member of the Buffalo Sabres, with 93, Leon Draisaitl with 93, and then Svechnikov at 89. Most goals is Santavori and Eichel. So Santavori is going to share the Maurice Rocket Richard, so we finally have a player that wins a trophy. And it's going to be Santavori with his 49 goals. What a season. Taking a look at the defenseman here, Dougie Hamilton with 68 is going to win the Norris outright. There's no debating it at all. We didn't have any defensemen up there. I was hoping Drysdale would be that point-getting machine, but he just doesn't seem like that. He's going to be good, but not that good, I don't think. Taking a look, most goalie wins goes to Robin Lehner, obviously. John Gibson's second. Save percentage-wise, Carey Price absolutely balled out this season. What a season for Carey Price. Should he win the Vezina? I mean, it could be John Gibson. It could also be Jake Allen. I have absolutely no idea who's going to win the Vezina. It's really a toss-up. Shane Wright in his rookie season here, 58 points in 82 games. Connor Geeky, Matthew Savoie, Clint Ryan, Cole Perfetti, a lot of guys that making their debut. Taro Santavori, 35 points in 81 games for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So there we go, guys. Let's take a look at the team stats now. Take a look at the entire league. It's still in the middle. EA, please. Points percentage, though, you can see we are second best. Obviously, Vegas had one ridiculous season. The row would have been tied. We would have needed them to lose. It didn't matter anyway. We lost one. Maximum amount of points we could have gotten is 111. Vegas ended up with 113, so they were outright the better team. But goals for per game, we are here at 3.21, so we're tied for fourth. Vegas at 3.41 is ridiculous. Goals against per game, Vegas had the best goals for and best goals against, and there we are. Currently in, what is that, 7th? So 7th best goals against per game, 4th best goals for per game, power play percentage, 18%, which is, again, I believe that's 6th, so a top 10 there. Penalty killing percentage, 84%. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I guess you could really call us a top 10, close enough, right? And the last 10, you guys see, Vegas went 6-4 in their last 10, so they just had that little bit of a cushion. We steamrolled our way into the playoffs, same thing as the Pittsburgh Penguins, and a really, really good season there. But the season has ended. We will be taking on Calgary, I believe, for the second time now in a row in the first round of the playoffs, and we are ready to go. But that's going to have to wait for the next one, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all.